and gentlemen, my name is Nur Amira Kistina binti Nur Azam. I am 14 years old, still young and innocent, but am bold enough to share with you something that I should have done earlier. It took me a great courage to personally ask the deceased parents' permission to highlight this in my speech. As such, in conjunction with Suicide Prevention Month, I would like to instantly draw your attention to an emerging issue that can happen right in front of your eyes. So, before I delve into this heart-wrenching issue, please allow me to ask some questions for you to reflect on. How many times have you heard cases about parents crying out loud for losing their sons or daughters due to suicide? Could you see how regretful they are? And what about the victims? Why are they crying alone? Where are the affectionate hugs and sympathetic shoulders for them to cry on? Remember, friends, if you remain silent and refuse to get help, prolonged depression can lead to mental illness. I am emphasizing this topic based on my dear friend's sad story. I can still recall vividly on 26 June 2020, which was supposed to be her special day. Unfortunately, I got the news that she committed suicide after giving up on her life. I was utterly shocked and was in tears upon hearing her sudden death. I knew how she struggled on her own to overcome her sadness, rejections, failures, and disappointments. Years of teasing and calling her ugly names were too hard for her to bear. She made her decision to keep all the sufferings to herself, crying herself to sleep. She thought she was big enough to handle it and did not disclose to anyone, including her parents. I knew it, and I should have reported to the school authority, school council, or her parents. I felt guilty for not being there to console and comfort her on the day she took her life. If we, as her friends, had shown empathy, I strongly believe that her mental health would not be at stake and should come back to her senses, thinking twice not to end up her life in a tragic way. We heard about numerous suicidal cases in the Philippines, Hong Kong, Japan, and Korea. But what about Malaysia? Is that crucial? Well, yes, surprisingly. Smash the Stigma, Stop the Suicides became the headline in the Star publication dated 8 January 2020. In the report, it stated that globally, suicide is the top 10 causes of death and is the second biggest among those aged between 15 and 29. Every 40 seconds, someone commits suicide somewhere in the world. In Malaysia, there are 2,000 suicides a year or more than 5 such deaths a day. So isn't it alarming? And why is this still happening? In my opinion, this is partly due to verbal or emotional abuse or body shaming cases that go unreported at school, at work, or on social media. So, what are the best solutions to stop verbal and emotional abuse victims from taking their own lives? I have adopted the 4 Qs in life, namely intelligence, emotional, spiritual, and adversity quotients. What about you? If you think too much over what other people say about you, that you are fat, horrible, ugly, dumb, and disgraceful of anything, you will most likely become depressed. But if you adopt the 4 Qs, you will be able to make a good judgment, control your emotions, and practice your religious faith so that you can tactfully face life challenges and obstacles that come your way. Ultimately, if you uphold these life principles, you will become stronger mentally, spiritually, and will come out of this nightmare. Additionally, community awareness for mental health modestly helps reduce social stigma. By raising awareness, mental health can be prevented. From my observation, teenagers they always need attention. They are still searching for their own identity. They want to feel loved and appreciated by their family members and peers. They will feel down or depressed when they are not accepted in the community. This social stigma if left unreported and untreated, can lead to mental disorders. Next, show empathy. Try to be a good listener even if you cannot solve their problems. We need to support these vulnerable peoples, make them feel safe, secure, comfortable, and always be there for them. To conclude, I require all of you to know that no matter where you are, how long have you been sung, or even how dark your situation is, just keep going. Remember, this is not the final chapter of your life. You will find that. In time, you can turn your life around and help others going through the same struggles. Therefore, the way you act transforms your situations, the effective way you think changes your feelings, and the way you feel changes your physical state. Let us do our part to help save more lives from committing suicide. Thank you.